Hi, this is Marloomz Creations, and I'm going to show you today how to make this adorable little leprechaun for St. Patrick's Day, which I know we still have not touched Valentine's Day yet, but I just had to share this little guy with you because he's so cute. And with me, if I don't put things on my channel, once I create them, then I get bored with them. Yes, it's true, I do get bored with them. So without further ado, I will discuss with you the supplies that you're going to need. So this is just, I have this on my channel already, I just want to show you, and I have the pot of gold on my channel already as well. So today we're just going to do the leprechaun. For today you're going to need a couple of colors, and you can choose the shades of greens that you want and the color of his skin, any color that you choose. This is the colors that I chose. I will show you which ones I did though. I chose Rainbow Loom's lime green. I believe that's the color that it is. I don't think it's neon. And then I chose Rainbow Loom's dark green for the bottom of his pants. And for his beard area, I have chosen the orange, just the plain orange. You can choose neon if you want as well. And most importantly, these are just basic colors, but for the skin, if you don't have skin bands, what I did was I chose to use Rainbow Loom's camouflage pack, and if you can see the lighter color, it works perfectly for the skin. Or you could even use the skin bands. I just find them to be a pain to sort, and I don't want to sort them, so I just cheat and I buy these, and then I just take out the skin color. Now, I have not counted how many bands you need, but don't worry, because by the time I have filmed and uploaded this, I will have counted it, and in the comments below or in the description, I will tell you how many bands you're going to need for this project. So I'm just going to begin the project, and don't worry, look below and I will have posted how many bands you will need. So you are going to need your green for the dark green for his pants and hat, orange, skin bands, a few red for the suspenders, and you don't have to put the suspenders, I just think it looks so funny and cute, and black bands, optional for the stocking color or the legging color for the white on the bottom. And it's also optional if you want to use 2 pony beads for the bottom buttons of the suspender, or you can just use 2 Rainbow Loom yellow bands. And then also his eyes, I used 2 pony beads for the eyes. Again, if you don't have beads, don't worry, you can just use black bands for the eyes, so it's not a problem. So let's get started on this cute little fella, and I will show you what to do. So the first thing you're going to do is you are going to make the legs and the arms. So to make the legs, we are going to start off with our dark green and our light green, and you're also going to need some of your white bands for the legging part, I gather, of his leg. So get your bands ready, and then the black for the shoe. So you're going to need 4 colors. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to grab 3 dark green bands, and you're going to place it on these 2, and then another 3, and place it on these 2. Actually, just do just the 3. You can remove that other 3. And then the next one, you're going to switch to 3 lime green. And then you're going to switch to 3 white bands. 3 more of your light green color. And now this is where we're going to make his foot. If you don't already have your yellow band, you can take your yellow band, because we're going to make that little buckle or the lace part of his shoe. So we're going to gather your black bands and 1 yellow red band. I mean, 1 yellow band. I don't even know what I just said. So take 2 black bands and place it from here to here, here to here, middle. You don't have to add that yellow band, it's optional. Just thought I'd let you know it does look cute. And then you're going to close it. And then you're going to take a single band, and these were all using double black bands. You take a single, wrap it around this peg 3 times only. You can do 4 if you want. I just like the way it looks with the 3, but again, it's your choice. So wrap that around 3 times, and then take another single black band, wrap it around itself, so make it a capped band, and place it on these 3. And then that's when you're going to take a yellow band and wrap it around your hook. So I'm going to grab mine because I forgot to get it. Okay, so take a yellow band and you're going to wrap it around your hook 3 times. Like that. And then you're going to reach in underneath that capped band that we wrapped around only 3 or 4, depending on what you chose. And you're going to grab the first 2 black bands you see and loop it to the left or to the right. It doesn't matter as long as it goes to where it belongs. Grab the other 2. And now for the middle, when you grab the last set, you're going to slide those yellow bands on and loop it forward. And now I like to loop the sides first. So I'm just going to grab these 2 and loop. And loop. And the same thing here, reach underneath, grab those 2, loop, and loop. And now don't forget this one, reach in the middle, and loop. Reach in here, grab those 3. You are grabbing 3, so it's going to be a little bit of a tighter pull. Loop these. And once you have looped them, just remove it. And then you can just adjust the little feet and place it to the side. If you want, you can just place it to the side. I don't think it's going to come undone. Mine usually don't because it's so tight. But if you're afraid that it's going to, you can just take the opposite color, place a single band through, and then just slip knot it and leave it to the side. You can do that if you want. So let's make the other foot together again, or leg. So again, start with 3 dark green, and then followed by the lime green, and then 3 white bands, another 3 lime green, and now we're going to make the shoe. So these are all 3 bands and these are just double. So 2 black bands this way, 2 here, in the middle, it doesn't matter which order you place it, it's all going to be looped in the end, so it doesn't matter. And then again, a single black band, wrap it around itself and place it on these 3. And then take your yellow band, wrap it around your hook 3 times. Let me just clean this up. And then you're going to reach in again, first placing the capped band, wrapping it around 3 or 4 times. Reach underneath that cap band, grab the first 2 that you see. So mine are going forward this time, so it doesn't matter. And then the next top 2 are going to the right, and then the last are going to the left. Now the middle I forgot, just remove the middle because I forgot to add the 2 yellow bands, or the single yellow band, and slide it down and then re-loop it. And then I like to loop the side and then remove it. And if it looks like that, like it's been pulled, you can just pull on the cap band and it will fix the shape of it, and you could just fix it in the end. And then I'm going to place this to the side as well. So we have completed the leprechaun's legs, and now what we're going to do is we're going to do his arms and then his ears, and then that's it. And then we can do the body. Now for his legs, I just wanted to show you that I made it where he had a cuff on the bottom. You can do that now. You can add it, and I'll show you how I did that. It's a little bit easier to do it now than in the end. So I take one band and I stretch it a little and I wrap it around. And then the same thing, stretch it a little, wrap it around. And now there's two. And I separate them and I place it on here like this. And then you could just pull it up. If you don't like that they're overly stretched like that, then you can just place them without stretching them that much. And you can do the same thing on this one. You can just place a single, wrap it around your hook, a single, wrap it around, and then grab both of them like that. And then place them on here. And then later on we're just going to roll up the cuff. And it just looks really cute in the end. Okay, so next step, arms. Grab your lime green, and you are going to go down using 2 lime green 6 times. And for this, you need the skin bands now. So I did 6, and then after that you're going to gather 2 skin bands, place it on the 7th, and wrap that around 4 times, a single, to cap it off. And just do the other side to do the other arm. And now the skin bands, and then wrap it around 4 times. And now while we're here, you can do the ears as well. You can just take 2 skin bands, place it anywhere, just make sure they're not connected, and then cap that off 4 times with a single. Again, 2 skin bands, and cap it off. Now we're just going to loop these. Loop the ears. And you can place these to the side and they won't come undone either. So we have the legs, the arms, the ears. There's really no other parts to do. So now we're just going to begin with this little guy's body. So to begin with the body, you're going to use 3 neck bands. So skin bands, 3 of them, and place it from here to here. And then you're going to do the rest of the way with a lime green and some red bands for the suspenders. So take your light green or your lime green and go to the left and to the right. And then on this peg, going down 3 times using 2 reds. And do the same thing on the other side. Fill in the middle, going 3 times with the lime green. If you don't want your leprechaun to have suspenders, then just leave out the the red, and just fill it in with just all lime green. But I think he looks really funny with it, so it's cute. If you want your leprechaun to have those 2 buttons on the bottom, you can use 3, oh wow, this bled. It's so strange. You can use 2 yellow bands, or you can use 2 yellow beads. So I'm going to show you how to do that now. So you can take these off and then take a yellow band and wrap it around your hook 4 times. And then take the 2 bands, the 2 red, and slide those on. And then replace them and do the same thing on the other side. And that would be your suspender, the bottom of the button. If you want to use an actual bead, you can take a piece of dental floss or even a broken band. Sometimes I use a broken band. And you can place the bead onto this piece of dental floss. Grab the 2 bands. Grab the tip of that dental floss, going back through the bead. This dental floss drives me crazy. It's only trouble while I'm filming, because I swear this doesn't happen when I'm doing this by myself. Okay, I got it. So then you pull on it and you place them on to the double bands. And then once you have it on there, you just replace these 2. And the same thing on here. Slide it through. Grab your 2 bands, and you can skip this if you don't want buttons. Slide it through and pull. And then just replace this. So now we're going to continue. So after you have placed your buttons, you are going to now switch to the dark green. And you're going to place 3 going down each row. So 1, 2, 3 on each row. Now you're going to take 2 double green bands again, and on this middle peg, place it to this peg right here, and this one to this one. And now, so once you have placed the 2 green bands on the side, you're going to take another 3 green bands and place it here, and place it here. So you should have placed 3 bands here and 3 bands here. Let me add 1 more because I only added 2. So 3 here and 3 here. Now we're going to add an overlapping layer, so just push these down And to do that, you're going to start with your lime green, and I'll show you on this side. Place 2 here, and you're going to go down 3 times with the lime green, and then you're going to switch to 3 times with your dark green. And you're going to do the same thing on this side. Lime green. And these are 2 bands at a time. These are all double. And then 2 dark green, 2 dark green, and 2. So you went down 3 with the lime, 3 with the dark. Now you're going to grab your leprechaun's legs, and you're going to place it where the yellow on the shoe is facing up. And you're going to place it here. And do the same thing on this side. And you're going to reach in, and you're going to loop those 3 bands forward. And the same thing on here. Reach in, grab those 3 bands, and loop it forward. And now we're going to add cap bands or triangle bands. So grab a single green band, and on these 3, place a triangle. And then on these 3, and I use dark green, and then on these 3. And then you can switch to lime green, but before you place, here's another triangle band, I'm sorry. So place the 2 triangle bands, 1, 2 are lime, and then 1, 2, 3 are dark green. And now on these 2 on the corner, you're going to place the arms. So grab the arms and place it here, and then place the other one on the other side. And now you're going to loop the top layer that we overlapped, and we're going to loop it, and then we're going to place it to the side. So to do that, you're going to reach in here and grab these 2 right here, so the top 2, and loop it forward. And if you want, you could do the same thing on this side, just loop that forward. So after you have looped these 2, you're going to now reach in underneath that triangle band and grab these 2 right here, the top 2. So you're grabbing the top layer, and you're not touching the bottom layer at all. Now reach in under this triangle band, grab the top 2, and loop. And then the same thing, the top 2, and loop, the top 2, and then these 2. So you should have looped the top layer that we overlapped, and the bottom layer should not be touched. And the same thing on this side. Reach in over here, grab these 2, and just loop them forward. And so after you've finished looping everything and make sure that they have the teardrop shape, you're going to remove this layer and place it to the side. And to do that, you're going to place your finger on this one just so that it doesn't get removed. It doesn't ever happen to me, but just in case. And take your finger and pinch the second set and pop it up and over to the side. So you can see that the first and the second one popped off. That's okay. And then just make this into a triangle band. And now you can go to the next one, the green, because this one popped off for me. Pop it up and over to the side, and same thing. See how this one popped off? Just make sure that the triangle bands have one band resting above the peg and the other 2 underneath. And now the same thing on this one. Pop this one up and over to the side. You are not removing this one right here, these that are on this peg. You want to keep that on the peg, and you want to keep this one as well. So these bands right here on this peg, don't remove, don't pop off to the side. So we're going to do the same thing on this side. Start with the second, just pinch those 2 sets of green, pop it up and over, and you can see that 2 of them got removed. That's okay. And I'm going to go to the dark green, pinch it, pop it up, and this set and this set popped off. And now this one right here, pop up and over to the side. But again, don't remove these. So now what you're going to do is you're going to finish looping, and we're going to reach in here. So not this peg, but this peg right here, and reach in for the top 2, and you're grabbing these. And sometimes, like, if it's hard for me, I got them. Okay, so you're going to grab these 2, and you know you got the right set because you can see it being pulled. Loop it to the middle. Same thing here, reach in, grab these 2, and loop to the middle. Then reach in here, grab these 2, the remaining 2, and loop forward. Same thing, the remaining 2, and loop forward. And now you're going to, don't forget the middle, otherwise the whole thing will come apart. Reach in, pushing all the bands back, grab the bottom 2, loop forward. Push a triangle band back, grab these 2, loop forward, loop this forward, and loop this forward. I'm just going to put the feet to the side. And now you're going to loop 1, 2, 3, these 3, loop forward, loop this one forward, and loop this one forward. So now you should be at the red bands on the side. Grab those 2 red bands, loop forward, and loop these 2 forward, and then the middle is the line. Now if you did add a bead, you can just take your hook and go to the side and push the bead forward. That way it's facing in the front when you remove it. You can do that. If you use rubber bands, you can try to do the same. If not, you can always do it when we remove the doll from the loom. Reach in, loop the rest. So I looped all the red on here. I'm going to loop all these, and you definitely want to make sure that everything has that teardrop shape. Don't forget the middle. So I looped everything so far, and all I just need to do is the leprechaun's shoulder. So those 2 bottom green bands on the bottom, and loop to the middle. So I loop these 2, and now you're grabbing those 3 neck bands and looping it. Now if you want, you can grab a spare band and just slip knot it so that when you take him off and put him to the side, because we have to add his head, you don't want the neck bands to come undone, because once the neck bands come undone, the whole body does. So now you're going to pull him off slowly. And this is what he should look like. You're just going to adjust the cuff and pull it up so that it's laying right on the bottom of these green bands. So just roll it up. And then for the feet, to have them facing up and not flat down, you're going to take his foot, and underneath you're going to grab those 3 green bands, and you're going to push the black bands forward while pulling the green bands back. And that will make his feet shaped better, like a shoe, and do the same thing on this side. And then if you have loose bands, you can pull on the capped band on the shoe, and then it should face the right way. I like to pull on him because I want him to be a little chubby. And now we're going to make his face, which is the most important part. So to do that, grab your loom again, and you're going to grab one yellow band for his hat and 4 black bands for the rim of his hat as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 yellow band. And you're going to grab a few orange bands. I don't know exactly, but we'll do them together as we go, so it's not a big deal. So you're going to start off with your dark green bands, and you're going to grab 2 green bands from here and place it from here to here. And the same thing from here to here. And these are 2 bands at a time unless I tell you otherwise. 2 here, 2, and 2. So you're going to go down 3 times on each row. You can just do that now. And now you're going to switch to your orange bands. That's the color of his beard and his hair. And you're going to place them, put this to the side, you're going to place them from here to here. And then the same thing on this side, from here to here. And now switching to the color of his skin. And you're going to go down with the skin band 3 times. 1, 2, 3, and then you're going to turn in. Same thing on this side. And then turn in. Same thing in the middle, just fill in the skin bands. Push everything down. And now we're going to add the nose and the eyes. For the eyes, I like to use the little pony beads. If you don't have them, that's fine. You can just grab 2 black bands. And you're going to take a single black band and wrap it around your hook 4 times. And then again, another single black band wrapped around your hook 4 times. And you're going to transfer that on to a skin band. And separate them. And then you're going to place that on these 2 pegs right here. And you're going to separate the eye band, open up the band in the middle, place 1 band resting above that peg. But for today, I'm going to be using the pony bead, and all I do is take a single band and I slide it through. And I do the same thing on this, just slide it through. And I place it from here to here. I still separate the eyes. I take 1 band, resting it above that peg, and the other one resting underneath. Now for the nose, you're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4 bands. You're going to take a single band and wrap it around 4 times. Again, a single band, wrap it around 4 times. Then take another single skin band, wrap it around itself. Transfer these on. If you want to use a bead, if you have a skin color bead, then that would be great. I don't have them. And then you're going to grab the other loop once you've transferred those on. And then grab another single band and slide it through. And then that little nose is going from here to here. And then you're going to take a skin band and you're going to place a triangle band from here to here. And now we're going to add a layer on the outside of his face, just like we did with the body. And to do that, you're going to start with 2 green, and then another 2 green, and then another 2 green. And now we're switching to orange bands. So 2 orange bands here, 2 orange bands here, and 2 orange bands here. And then you're also going to turn in from here to here. So you went down 1, 2, 3, and you turned in. And you're going to do the same exact thing on the other side. First, with your dark green bands, starting from the top, place 2 green here, 2 here, and 2 here. Switch to your orange, place 2 here, 2 here, another 2, and then from here to here, closing it in. Now we're going to add some capped triangle bands. Take a single orange and from here to here add a triangle. Add 1 here. First, on this one you're going to add the ear. So the ear goes exactly where the eye is, if you want to know. Same thing on this side. And then once you have placed those ears that we made earlier, then you can place a triangle band over it, an orange one. And now on the top of where the hat is, you're going to place a single green. You're not putting anything on these 3, but you are on these 3 and on these 3. So now, in order to loop all of this, we have to add his body first, and we're going to use the body to loop the outside. And we're also, as we loop, this is when we add the beard. So you want to take a single orange band and start adding it to your hook. If you have a double-ended hook, so much easier. I don't know where mine is right now, but start adding some orange bands wrapped around 3 times on your hook, as many as you can get, as many as you're comfortable with. And then I'll show you. So you're going to take your body of your leprechaun and you're making sure to grab these 3 and these 3, all the neck bands, and you're going to place it on this band right here, this peg actually, and you're going to pull on him a little so that you can grab the first 2 orange bands and before looping those first 2 orange bands, you're going to slide on a set of 2 sets of the bands that are wrapped around. So we wrapped each of these bands 3 times. So you're going to slide on 1 set and then another set. And then you're looping. we're going to do that again. You're going to reach in, grab the first 2 orange bands, or the only 2 because there's only 2 in here. And then again, before looping it, slide down 1 set and your other set, and then loop. And now reach in here and grab just the orange bands. And slide down another set and another set. And now I'm just going to start adding some more. 1, 2, 3. That's why double-ended hook is a little bit easier because it holds more. Reach in here, grab these 2, and slide down 2 sets. So it's 1 set and a second set, and loop. And here's the ear. You want to push the ear back and grab those 2 orange bands, slide them down, slide these down, and loop. And then you're grabbing these 2 green bands and you're looping. And now grab a black band, wrap it around your hook 3 times. So you looped 1 set of the green, grab the second set and add that capped black band that you wrapped around only 3 and loop forward. And then reach in, grabbing the next top 2 green bands. So far we have not touched the bottom layer. And then you're looping that forward. So this is this side, so I'm going to do this side. So I have 2 sets here. That's 1 set, 2, 1, 2. Okay, so now we're going to reach here and you're going to grab these 2 orange bands, bring it up, slide down. And this is kind of the same way that I made my thing 1 and thing 2 when I first started looming. Slide these. And slide these. And now reach in here. Again, making sure that you push back the ear band, grabbing those 2 orange bands, bring it up, and sliding the remaining 2 sets. And looping. And then grab a band that's black, wrap it around 3 times. Grab these 2 green bands, loop forward, don't add anything to that set. Grab these 2, and the next set is where you slide down the black and loop, and then grab these 2 and loop. So you're done with that outside, and you're going to take your thumb, place it on this peg, and you're going to pop off you can start with the second where the black band is and pop up and over. And the same thing. Now where the orange hair is, pop up and over, and don't worry about that gap. Don't get scared, it's okay. And now here, pop up and over. And on here, it is okay if your face on the bottom pops off. You do want that part to pop off, just to clear that up, that you don't get scared. Where the beard is and the entire orange line, you want that entire orange line to be on the outside of the pegs. So don't get scared with the gap that's here, and don't get scared with this. So just make sure that your orange triangle bands are not laying like that. You want to make sure that one is resting above the peg and one is resting beneath these 2. Same thing on this side. Don't remove this The only one you're not removing is this one. If you take this off, everything falls off. So pop the second up and to the side. Grab the orange set. And you are popping the ear off too, just to clarify that too, so you don't get scared that the ear is off. Pop that over to the side. So here's the ear. And then pop this off. And you are popping this off. So you can just grab it from here, pop it up, and over to the side. And if you're confused where to lay it, you just, that triangle band, you're gonna lay it over like that. And then just go back and fix the triangle bands. And don't worry about the nose we adjust later. And just make sure that everything looks the way it should be looking. And so here's that orange band. It should be like that. All right, so now we're just gonna loop the rest of his face. And you're gonna grab the remaining 3 black bands for his hat and a yellow band in the middle. Now we're gonna loop the rest. You're gonna reach in where his neck is, and you're grabbing the top 2 skin bands that you see. Make sure you're grabbing the right bands, and you see when I pull on it, it's going to the middle. If yours go to the left and to the right, doesn't matter. And the same thing, grab these. And mine are going to the left. And then the remaining 2 will just go to the right. And now loop the middle. And you can place the nose through if you want. It doesn't matter because you're going to always do it at the end. But if you feel like doing it now, you can. Start over here. Push everything back. Grab those 2 skin bands and loop forward. On this peg, push everything back. Grab the 2 skin bands and loop forward. It's important that you loop this correctly. Start over here. And you're going to be pushing this triangle band back and the nose band. And then just grabbing the 2 skin bands. You can loop the nose. And then this band right here, push the triangle band back. Grab these 2, loop forward. Grab the eye band, and there's the eye band that's right here and the triangle band. Just push them both back and loop the skin band forward. Same thing on this side, loop the skin band forward. Now over here we have the 2 orange bands. You're gonna grab these 2 and you're gonna loop it to the middle. Now just wanted to tell you that if you feel like adding the little caps bands to these 2 bands, you can do it. I did it. I didn't like the way it looked. Your choice. You can add them now. You can wrap bands around and add them, and if you don't like it, you could always tear them off anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So we looped here, but I'm going to unloop it for a second and lean it on this peg because I want to loop the middle first where the skin is. So I'm going to loop the middle first, and then I'm going to borrow these orange and replace it. I want the orange to stand out. If you loop the skin first, it's going to be over it. Now loop these. So now you're going to grab these 2 green. So you should have looped the skin, the middle band right here, the skin band in the middle, and then the orange should be overlapping. So the orange should be above that band. Grab these 2 green and loop. Grab these 2 green and loop. And then the same thing in this peg. Grab these 2 and loop. Now you're going to grab your black bands, wrap it around your hook 3 times. Actually, you only need 2 black bands and 1 yellow. Sorry, so 2 sets of black bands and 1 yellow. And the yellow goes in the middle, so you can just do that now. Grab these 2 and slide the yellow. And it should have chose a lime yellow, so it shows more, but that's okay. And then grab these 2 green, slide a set down, and loop it. And the same thing, grab these 2, slide this down and loop. And now you're going to reach in here, grab these two green, loop forward, grab these two green and loop forward, grab the middle and loop, these to this peg and these to this peg. And now you're going to close it off with two green bands just to be safe. Take your hook, go through all those bands, grab two, pull it up, place them both on your hook, grab the first set and just create a slip knot. And now I don't yank him off because I don't want him to be yanked. For the beard, if you want it to have more of a loose look, I'll show you what to do. So here is your leprechaun. You just adjust the eyes. And you can pull on the eye band a little so that it's more noticeable. Adjust the nose. And what I do for the beard is I take my hook and I go through some of the sets and I pull on it to stretch the curl out so that it's a little bit more curly. And you see the difference? I like that look better. Do the same thing on these. So go through some of them. And you want to hold, you don't want to pull like this. You don't want to break the bands. You want to pinch and then pull. And then slide out. And the same thing on these. Just go all the way around, pulling on them so they're looser. You don't have to have a looser look. I do like it though. And then adjust his ears. And there is your cute little leprechaun. I think he came out so cute. And then the hair, you can grab the two orange bands and just pull it up so that it shows more. And don't do that. And then the nose, if you think it looks a little wonky, you could just take your hook and go through all of them. And there we go, see? You just kind of like pinch the bands together and I think it looks cute. And you can always hide the slip knot in the back or you can hang this on a keychain. And I just really enjoy this creation and I couldn't wait to share it with you. And if you want to know how to make the pot of gold with the rainbow, I already have that on my channel. You can just type in Rainbow Loom pot of gold. And I also have a mini clover or shamrock. The one that I have on my channel actually looks like this. And if anyone's interested in how I did this one, then you can always tell me and I can always upload this version. It's really easy also. So I hope you enjoyed it and thank you so much for watching. And if you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up. Thank you. I know I said goodbye, but I just wanted to show you, if you want a continuous beard, if you don't like that this is opened, what I did on mine, and I actually liked it a lot better because I didn't like this little gap over here, is you can take an orange band and wrap it around your hook 3 times and take another, wrap it around 3, so that's 2 sets of 3, and then grab another single band, transfer those on. So now you have the curly little beard. And what I did was I went underneath these 2 orange bands right here and grabbed one of the bands. And then you can hold it on your finger so that it doesn't come undone. And then do the same thing on this side. If this looks confusing, it's a lot easier than it looks though. And then again, go here, grab these 2, pull it through, and just come out the back. And you can take another single band You can either slip knot that and then maybe hide it, or you can take another single band, slip knot it, and then since his entire beard is orange anyway, you can just take some of the bands and just hide it back into his beard. And then you can't even tell. And then he would have a continuous beard. And again, it looks a lot bigger than this one, but you could always adjust these by pulling on them. That's what I've been doing. So I just thought I'd let you know that if you wanted a continuous beard around his whole face, that is what you can do. So again, thank you.